Morning, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome to the first Sunday of 2021. My name is Linda Toden and I will guide you through our service today. Our speaker today is our licensed Unity teacher, Mariette Jones. Her talk title is Flow as Light. And now let's settle in for a prayer. Let there be light, and let it shine through me. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. This comes from Genesis chapter 1, verses 3 and 4. We must remind ourselves that we are the light. And the light guides us, guides my mind. It guides my healing. It is the light in my body, harmonizing the world. Let there be light in all who are dear to me. Let there be light in all the people, in all the world. Let there be no place where darkness remains. Let there be light. Let the people of our world seek for light, live for light, lead one another into the light. Let there be light in all darkened areas. Let there be light in the minds of us all, in the affairs of our world. As we who are reading Daily Word today affirm, let there be light. Light illumines us and our world. As we pray, as we reach out in oneness and in love, God's light shines through us and for us. Darkness is turned into light. Light is turned into love. Love is turned into the activity of God. Amen. And now it's time for some music. Faith Rivera will sing for us her song, This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine, shine every day. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine, shine every day. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine. When there's light in the soul, when there's light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. There is beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, when there's beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. There is harmony in the home. When there's harmony in the home, when there's harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. Honor in the nation. There is honor in the nation. There is honor in the nation. There is peace in the world.
Thank you, Faith Rivera, for building up and energizing our light. Our guest speaker, Mariette Jones, will give her talk now called Flow as Light. She will also lead us in a meditation and close with prayer.
Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. My name is Mariette Jones, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher here at Unity of Windsor. Happy New Year, everybody. The message I have for this new year is flow as light. And we're going to start off with what the Master, Jesus Christ, talked to us about being light. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under a bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others. It reminds me of a plaque that I have in my home. It says, you really can change the world if you just let yourself be seen. I put that on my wall for the last 10 years because I needed to remind myself I could change the world by just letting myself be seen. And just how do I go about that? How do I let myself be seen? You know, these words of Jesus being the light of the world, it doesn't beat around the bush. He really just says exactly how he sees it. And he's saying that we're meant to live boldly. And he was a wonderful example of that bold living. I mean, when he got mad, he got mad. And when he got sad, he got sad. And when he was joyful, he was a pure expression of joyousness. He would dance and just be who he was. Authentic living at its most pure. And we are meant to pick up that mantle, pick up these words, and take them to heart. You know, about being light, science in 2009 demonstrated it's literally true. They employed extraordinarily sensitive cameras capable of detecting single photons while capturing images of folks throughout the day. For 3 days, they did this. And these photos show that the human body actually glows. We can't see it because these photons are emitting a visible light that's very weak. So it's below our human eye ability to see. But in fact, virtually all living creatures emit a weak light. And yet there it is. Light is there. This is postulated to be due to a byproduct of biochemical reactions involving free radicals. You know, it's a wonderful thought, isn't it? That we don't even have to use our imagination. We can know with our knowledge that it's really true. And we can even see on the photos that yes, our bodies are emitting light all the time. When I would hear Jesus's words of me being the light of the world, I would never quite know what to do with that. Because, you know, let's face it, all of us, we're conditioned to play it down, you know, really just kind of hide out and play it safe so that we won't be hurt, you know. And our egos really, they do a good job of talking us out of doing a lot of great things because of fear. So Jesus' words point us in the direction of being bold, thanking our egos for you know, bringing to our attention exactly what it is that it thinks is going to help us, protect us, and then moving on what it is that we need to do for ourselves to shine boldly and to be that light in the world, be that change that we all want to see. So I've been considering, you know, all the ways that we do literally light up our lives. You know, as the Christmas season was here, I've been gazing at Christmas lights everywhere. They're so beautiful. And, you know, you can see that people all over the world love these Christmas lights. It's really a festival, isn't it? And, you know, we'll put up lights, you know, everywhere and go as high as we can up the trees with these lights because we love them so much. And I pondered that, and I was thinking, you know, I have this little print on my wall, and it's of a nature scene. It reminds me of Pelee Island, actually, and it has a campfire with the lake beyond that campfire and some trees surrounding the campfire, and it actually lights up. You can like turn on a little switch and the campfire lights up. And so I was like, I've always got it on. I always got my little campfire on. We changed the batteries out the other day because it's like my light is like starting to like fade. So I want to turn it back on. And so what is it that we, you know, from lighting candles to, you know, building campfires to Christmas lights, you know, what is it that attracts us so much? And I postulate that perhaps it's because we recognize our essence in those lights. We are attracted like a moth to the light because we know we are light. And that reminds us, that's our mirror. And so as I wrote this message of light to all of you, I have a candle burning, and I have one now as I'm speaking, to remind me that I am light. I remember there was a time when I would light a candle and it would represent, you know, God being there for me. And at that time, I did have a sense that God was separate from me. And now I light the candle consciously to remind myself that I am light and that God and my true self are the same thing, and that I can rely on myself to guide myself through any situation where I need to grow, where I need to take risks. I can listen to that inner self talking to me, guiding me, and I can go for it. So my girlfriend, Shan, and I were discussing this very subject the other day, and she reminded me about when we lived together and she was attending university, and I shared with her my journey of inner child healing. And she said to me, you know, those words, I took them to heart, and it was life-changing because I started practicing looking within myself, you know, for the light. And I got stronger and stronger. And when I thought about that, you know, I thought, wow, like, I'm so glad I was able to shine my light, you know, and share with her. I was literally being light. And I don't know that I was aware of how much I was being light until she shared that with me recently. And so when I hear, it's good to talk about stories like this because it encourages us to, be bolder, be ever bolder, share your story. Yes, there is an amazing current of electricity called flow of light moving through us at all times. We are flowing as light. The more we share with others this inner wisdom, the freedom we have attained, the growth that we have achieved, the more brightly we light up this old world. I don't know what you think, but I think people are tired of doing things the same old way. Trying to do it all by themselves. It's time for community, right? To reach out and help each other light up. I believe the world is ready to hear and see bright lights like you dare to share from their hearts. In this new year, 2021, will you own the fact that you are light? Always transmitting light. There's pictures to prove it. And called to be a clear channel of light, flowing like a beautiful river, freely flowing around every obstacle. That's what a river does. It just like swirls around those rocks. This year, you can walk into freedom, into your freedom by owning you are light. Rejoice because you are completely, unreservedly being true to yourself as you commit following your heart. What happens when you decide to, take more risks and get all in with this being light? Well, when you own your inner essence of divine light, you get to make choices from your heart of passionate love. This is your leading light. Recognizing the light within yourself is true and valid, you now see how to apply it in the outer world. You are now creating a light-filled reality for yourself and others. When I shared with Shan so many years ago about my inner child healing journey, I never thought consciously about the fact that I was shining my light for her to see, illuminating her path, inviting her to see her own light become brighter and brighter. And how do we make our lights shine ever brighter? By allowing them to be revealed more and more. What does this mean to us in a practical sense? It takes some inner work. Shadows are cast by the light. And it's important to address each one of these shadows as they show themselves. Today I had an experience as I was learning to master new dance steps to a dance cardio workout. I have always shied away from group dances because I had difficulty keeping up with what everybody else was doing. They were going this way, I was going that way. So a little bit of dyslexic movement going on there. And I felt shame about this. As I was learning these new steps, I realized again, I'm doing something wrong. And I felt that familiar sense of horror that creeps up and floods my being called shame. I observed this, and I even heard an old phrase, "You won't even pass muster." That old message, which floods my being with dread, that I won't make the bare minimum for what it takes to succeed. I might as well give up now. So I attended to my need to release this shame. I asserted that I was no longer needing to be perfect in order to be valuable, to pass muster, to belong, to be part of the team, to be part of the group. I thanked that part in me, that harsh taskmaster that insists on perfection, who only knows one way to be acceptable, and that is to be perfect. I thank it because I know it's just trying to help me to be acceptable, to be valued and loved. But I don't need it anymore because I know I am worthy of love and belonging as is. So the need for perfection is really a deep cry for love. That's all it is. I invite you to hear and appreciate your cries for love. I encourage you to embrace all of you, shadows and bright light, in an accepting embrace of compassion. So we have this river within called life that flows as us. It shines brightly as the brightest star in the darkest night. And it is like 1,000 suns, warming up our reality as we work it, as we open to it, as we let it flow. You know, the other day I watched the animated movie Frozen. I saw Elsa deal with her shadows, grapple with her fear, which owned her for years. She certainly couldn't trust herself enough to feel her feelings. Her mantra word for a long time was conceal. She had a bushel basket on. It looked like an ice castle. You know, we have all been there, right? It's hard to believe in ourselves when we have a power so great that it scares the heck out of us. We resist taking ownership. We resist taking responsibility for ourselves, our reality, our lives, because we are frightened of messing up. If we let ourselves be seen and we're not perfect, what if we hurt others? What if we hurt ourselves? What if they hurt us? You know, Marianne Williamson says it so perfectly in her poem. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. And your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel small around you or won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And don't we admire those people who march to the beat of their own drum? We know how much courage that takes. You know, in Frozen, Anna holds true to her belief in Elsa. At the end of the movie, when Elsa transforms her beliefs, thoughts and attitudes towards herself and others, and returned to a summer's reality, It was Anna who cries out, I knew you could do it. It was Anna that helped her get there, helped her return to faith, love, and light. So the last thing we should ever do is stop reaching out to others for help. Sometimes we get hurt, right? Remember, we have a flow of forgiveness within us that we can dip into and access at any time. Yes, we are both the flow, the giver, and the receiver. I have found that reaching out is so helpful for me. I mean, even as I record this talk, I have loved ones supporting me right now. I know it's good to reach out and let other people reflect back to me my light, and I get to see their light. And we get to build each other up. And we get to build community. And we get to live a loving, happy, joyful reality, step by step. When we need help believing in others, let's reach out. As Anna believed in Elsa, so we can take a stand for each other, and we can take a stand for others. Because we are mirrors, we easily see and reflect back the light of divinity within each of us. Find that person you feel safe with and start trusting, dare to be vulnerable, accept that support. This spiritual community that we are so blessed to be a vital part of is the perfect place to begin taking risks to reveal our light. It might mean shouldering more responsibility within the community. It might mean accepting a leadership role. Do it. You will grow. And that is the whole point of being alive. We are meant to grow and blossom and yes, bear fruit. As part of this flow, this amazing river of love and light that we are, we have these 12 powers. Yes, we do. And Unity talks about them. Faith, strength, understanding, wisdom, release, life, love, imagination, will, dominion, zeal, order. Dip into this powerful flow. Drink deep and let your divine powers do the work, whatever you need to do. If you need, to release, to forgive, you have that power. Call on it. Call on love and faith, zeal. That's our enthusiasm. So Reverend Kelly Isola wrote a meditation on each of the 12 powers in the Spirit of Christmas booklet produced by Unity. So I'm going to turn to New Year's Day's meditation, which is on the power of understanding. We all desire to know ourselves and the world around us in more profound ways. This requires questioning, and the fruit of that curiosity can lead to spiritual understanding, living the truth we know. It is natural to seek understanding when times are chaotic and confusing. The faculty of understanding is comprehending life's circumstances from the knowledge of our divine nature, not just from the facts we collect. For the kingdom of heaven to unfold, we need to be able to stretch, to see with new eyes, taking in all that's happening, not only with our 5 senses, but with our hearts and our minds. When we harness that understanding, we act from a place of wisdom and compassion, allowing us to engage challenges with clarity and ease, because we are acting from what we are, divine. Looking back this past year, think of times you felt frustrated, confused, or stuck. If you had understood then that you are divine, how might things have turned out differently? Affirm with me, every day, in every way, light of understanding illumines my path. I live my life from my divinity with clarity and meaning. We're going to move into a time of meditation, and I'm going to sing Peace is Flowing Like a River. I took the liberty of changing the first word on the first verse to light. Light is flowing like a river. And I want you to move into a time of contemplation and sing with me and softly go into that place in your heart where you know what you know, where you live the truth that you know. You understand exactly what you are, and you're willing to trust it and to commit to showing up as light in the new year. So sing with me now. And then after that, we're going to go into the silence. We're going to go right from the song right into a couple of minutes of silence and meditation to really own this light we are.
Light is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Joy is flowing like a river, flowing out through you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Hope is flowing like a river, flowing out as you and me, flowing out all the captives free. Faith is flowing like a river, flowing out as you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Love is flowing like a river, flowing out as you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And coming back to this reality, this time and space, we bring our light with us. We're never the same after we truly know what we are. So just breathing. And accepting the truth that we know. We rejoice in what we know. We rejoice in the truth of our divinity, the light that we are. I bless you. I appreciate each one of you. And thank you for being here.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up. rise in me. I let in my soul. I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise in me. I sing to you. I sing to you. You sing to me. You sing to me. Change up this noise. Make sweet harmony. Come on and rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Oh, rise. Rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Rise in me. Heart to heart. Heart to heart. Hand in hand. Hand in hand. No turning back. Onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. It's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, come on and rise. Oh, spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on and rise up.
Thank you, Mariette, for showing us ways to shine our light and for ways to receive our light. Thank you, Faith Rivera, for allowing us to use your music and video. I particularly love the words in your song, "Open my heart and let the healing start." Please join Mariette, who will be hosting the Conversations with the Minister on Zoom directly after the service. Just go to our website for connection instructions. Thank you. I would also like to thank everyone out there who continues to support this ministry with your time and generous donations of tithes and love offerings, especially during these challenging times. We could not continue to provide our programs and services without your support. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. There are several ways to donate. We accept e-transfer or PayPal, sent to unitycenterwindsor@gmail.com. You can also click the blue donate button at the top of our website, which will take you to Canada Helps, a safe and secure site where you can make a one-time or recurring donation using a credit or debit card. Or you can send a check or money order to our office. For further information, visit our website at www.unityofwindsor.org. And thank you and bless you for your loving and generous support. Here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, we are exploring different ways to provide more online services, classes, and opportunities to meet virtually. Information about all of the upcoming classes and events can be found on our website at www.unityofwindsor.org. If you do not receive our weekly newsletter, please contact us and we will add you to our email list. And here we are coming to the end of our service today. I would like to thank you again for joining us. And before we close with a short prayer of gratitude and our prayer for protection, I would like to remind you of our vision, mission, and statement of being, which are found on your screen. First is our vision statement, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission statement, we inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world. And our statement of being, I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. Let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or silently to ourselves our love offering prayer, followed by the prayer for protection. Divine love, in me and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. Thank you for shining your light today, Mariette, in your wonderful talk. I would also like to thank our musicians, Faith Rivera for your songs and videos, and Michael Karloff for our opening and closing music. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful 2021. But stay tuned for a few more minutes and take note of some of the classes that we offer. Thank you.